What's up guys, it's Darius and today I'm back with another Final Fantasy 15 video. But specifically today I just wanted to talk about the ending of Final Fantasy 15 episode Duscae. When you play the game, if you didn't know, when you beat the actual main mission in the demo, you actually get, a secret ending that kind of tells some sort of story of what's to come in the final game. And for the most part, it does a good job of giving us some hints, talking about how King Regis, Noctis's father, possibly, could be murdered, and Noctis has to take over for him in the kingdom and have to, battle the opposing empire, trying to fight them for the final crystal that they hold control of. But there's actually an image that they show before they actually really get into the dialogue for that ending, and it's kind of cryptic, but I've actually looked into it and I've really done some research and tried to really just look hard into it to see if I can really decode and really find all the images and find all the people, trying to identify everyone and try to get an understanding of what's going on in the first image that they show before they actually show the dialogue for the ending. So I really wanted to just hop into this and really show you guys, what's in this actual image that's pretty big. So I'm going to be showing you guys three images. I'm going to go in order from top to bottom. So let's start it. So the first image shows actually at the very top, it's the goddess Etro, and we can actually tell this because it's a goddess. The goddess Etro is a goddess that's a one-winged, I guess you could say, female or creature or whatever. She's a one-winged goddess, and as you can see, she only has her left wing, and also you can see sort of the sun slash, circle halo or whatever, right behind her head, and she has the long white robe on, and it's pretty obvious that this is Etro. But the next image is when stuff starts to get really interesting, and when we really start to get into everything. So we can see by the sides of the goddess Etro that there are knights, surrounding her, and these are actually the knights of the Round Table. Now, this is obviously an older version of the Knights of the Round Table. The newer version of the Knights of the Round Table for the Fabula Nova Crystallis religion is seen in the first trailer for Final Fantasy 15. In it's actually the dudes that surround King Regis, Noctis's father, when he's actually going against I guess you could say the leader of the opposing empire, and they have that sort of standoff with their guns and crystals and swords and all that stuff. So yeah, the modern day version of the knights that you see surrounding the goddess Etro in this image are the I guess you could say the members of the kingdom that were protecting King Regis in that scene, in that trailer. So if you go down a little bit more, you'll see that there's actually an image of to the right. Actually, you'll see Titan, Shiva, and Rama. Now it's a little hard to kind of see that at first, but if you really look at it, the furthest to the right is clearly Rama, because you can see his staff and his beard and everything. But if you look closely, that does look like it's Shiva, and Titan further to the left, going toward the middle, because you can see by his body it's a little bit it's not really flesh looking. It looks a little bit more like a rock or earth. So I would assume that the biggest person that looks like rock is probably Titan. And if you go all the way to the left, you'll actually see Bahamut holding what looks like Leviathan, who we've actually seen in trailers already. Actually, the first trailer showed Leviathan battling in the sea and everything. So I guess we have from this this image that's confirmation that Leviathan is in the game, and that's who that is in that trailer, if you haven't already guessed that probably a long time ago. Now I want to bring your attention to the middle, the absolute middle, right under the goddess Etro, and in the middle between the summons. The middle holds four people, four men, and it also holds 7 what looks like phantom swords. Now I want to bring your attention back to the men. the man in the middle is controlling the swords, presumably, as there's a flash around him, and there's also a flash around the 7 swords. Now, this man is presumably Noctis, because he, as you know in the game, is able to control the Phantom Swords. Now, if you look to his left, there's a blonde man, Prompto, and that, like I said, that's presumably Prompto. And if you look to the right of Noctis, there's Gladiolus, and there's presumably Ignis there as well. And I just want to get to the absolute last photo in this whole, this bigger photo, which is at the bottom you can actually see lesser summons. But one thing I really wanted to point out was that if you look to the left, it actually looks like Ultros, which is pretty cool. You see like a realistic version of Ultros and kind of like a biblical art style and all that stuff. So yeah, I guess that's basically it for this image, but there's just stuff that I wanted to, go over with you guys and kind of put it all together in terms for the story and the meaning of this whole image. Now, I wanted to say that from this image, it really gives us a lot of detail about the story, and what I gathered from it is that Etro has given Noctis, the man in the middle, the power to see the light of expiring souls, as well as the ability to summon, hence why the summons are next to him and Prompto and Ignis and Gladiolus, and also the power to control the Phantom Swords. All of this basically probably given to him to eliminate anyone who would go against him, also known in the story as the opposing empire of Niflheim that is battling Noctis' kingdom for control of the last crystal. Now I just wanted to mention that, Nomura did say before that the Fabula Nova Crystallis religion would play an important role in this game, more so than any other Final Fantasy game that was set in this universe. Final Fantasy 13, all 3 of the Final Fantasy 13 games, and also Final Fantasy Type 0. So yeah, I think that's basically it for that. I think it's pretty cool how, if you obviously haven't already figured out by now, but if you've, just now noticing stuff from this image in this video, I think it's pretty cool how they're just really making it very embedded. The religion of this I guess this made up religion for this universe, very embedded in the story, even all the way down to why you're able to summon and how you're able to summon. And what I've said about Etro giving him the power to control the Phantom Swords and be able to summon and all that stuff is it's pretty cool how she's finally being a direct, more so a direct influence on the game and its story than any other any of the Final Fantasy 13 games and Type 0. So hopefully what I've said is actually related to the actual story. I think it is, because it's pretty obvious in this photo what's going on if you really just look at it. So yeah, that's basically it for my part in this video. Now it's time for you guys to go down in the comment section and let me know what you think is going on in this image. If you disagree with what I have to say about this image, if there's anything that I missed, if there's any little details that I, like I just said, missed, and what do you think is actually going on in this image? Is there, something else besides what I just said pertaining to the story that you think is going on? Yeah, I guess that's basically it. So let me know all of that stuff in the comment section. Please like this video, favorite it, share it everywhere. If you feel like this is a pretty good theory as to what's going on in this image and what it has to do with the story. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more videos like that. Share my channel everywhere so more stuff like this and news for Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts 3 can get out there and people can be informed about everything that's going on with this game. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.